The match that changed everything. Freen versus Becky's game of love. When competition met chemistry. It started as a simple charity match. Bright lights, loud cheers, and the promise of friendly competition. But for Freen Sorocha and Becky Armstrong, it became so much more than just a game. Two teammates turned rivals for a day. Two hearts that couldn't hide what they truly felt, even when standing on opposite sides of the field. What was supposed to be a playful match quickly turned into a story fans still talk about. The game of love that blurred the line between competition and connection. Rivalry with a smile. The energy in the air was electric. Becky laced her shoes, stretched, and gave a confident wink to her fans. Across the field, Freen was warming up, pretending to stay focused, but her eyes kept finding Becky. "Don't hold back," Becky called out with that teasing grin. Freen smirked. "You wish." They both laughed. And that laughter, caught on camera, became the opening clip to one of the most replayed Freen-Becky fan edits ever. But fans noticed something deeper. Even when the whistle blew and the game began, their smiles never disappeared. The game that turned into a love language. From the first kick, their chemistry was impossible to miss. When Becky ran past, Freen didn't just defend, she played along. There was a rhythm almost like a dance. A shoulder bump here. Playful block there. And when Becky scored, Freen was the first to clap, grinning like she couldn't even pretend to be upset. One fan tweet said it best. Freen wasn't losing, she was falling. The cameras caught a moment mid-game when Freen extended her hand to help Becky up after a fall. The way they looked at each other, eyes locked, breathless, had fans screaming. This is not a match anymore. It's a love confession in slow motion. The sideline moments fans can't forget. Between plays, the crowd caught glimpses of tenderness that felt too genuine to be just friendly. Freen handing Becky her water bottle. Becky whispering something that made Freen burst into laughter. Freen brushing something off Becky's jersey before jogging back to her team. One fan commented, "She treats her like she's made of gold, gentle, careful and proud." Even the commentators couldn't resist. One joked, "I think Freen's cheering for both teams today." And honestly, it looked that way. The goal that melted the internet. When Becky scored the winning goal, it wasn't the crowd's roar that made the moment unforgettable. It was Freen's reaction. She jumped, screamed, and clapped harder than anyone on Becky's team. The camera zoomed in on her smiling, shouting Becky's name, eyes sparkling with pure joy. It didn't matter that she'd technically lost. Because love, or whatever it was, had just won in front of thousands of witnesses. After the match, Becky ran straight to Freen and hugged her tight. No microphones. No posing. Just two people holding on like the world had gone silent around them. Behind the cameras. Later that day, behind-the-scenes clips surfaced. Freen was spotted draping her jacket over Becky's shoulders while they sat on the bench. Another video showed Freen teasing Becky. "You owe me dinner for that goal," and Becky replying, "Only if you cheer that loud again." The internet exploded. Edits, slow-motion replays, romantic background songs. Fans called it, "The Freen-Becky match we'll never forget." What the match really meant. It wasn't just a charity game anymore. It was a chapter in their story. A reminder that sometimes, love hides in laughter, teamwork, and little gestures that mean everything. Freen and Becky showed that affection doesn't need grand gestures to be real. Just a look, a cheer, a hand reaching out in the middle of the field. And as the lights dimmed and they walked off side by side, one thing was clear. The match may have ended, but their game of love had only just begun. After the final whistle, the crowd was still buzzing, flashes still going off, but Freen wasn't thinking about cameras or reporters. Her eyes were locked on Becky, laughing, out of breath, glowing under the floodlights. When Becky turned and caught her staring, Freen quickly looked away, pretending to tie her shoes. Becky chuckled softly and mouthed, "You were watching me again." Freen smirked. "Maybe I was. You were worth watching." That tiny moment, caught by a lucky fan cam, became the most replayed 5 seconds on TikTok that week. Fans captioned it, And just like that, Freen fell again, this time off the field. The interview that said too much. After the match, both were interviewed separately. When Freen was asked, "Who stood out to you on the field today?" she smiled knowingly and said, "Someone who always gives her best, even when she's not trying to impress anyone." Fans screamed. Everyone knew she meant Becky. Then came Becky's turn. When asked how she felt about her team's victory, she hesitated for a second and laughed. It didn't feel like winning or losing. It felt like sharing something. The internet went wild. Sharing what? Feelings. Became the top comment under every clip. The post-game moment that broke the internet. After the interviews, both Freen and Becky were seen walking toward the parking lot, still in their jerseys. Becky was limping slightly. Freen noticed immediately. Without saying a word, she bent down and untied Becky's shoelace, retying it carefully, checking her ankle like a worried guardian. Becky laughed, brushing her hair aside. "Freen, it's just a little sore." Freen replied softly, "Still matters." The flash from a nearby camera caught that exact moment, Freen kneeling before Becky under the soft evening light. No one expected it to go viral overnight. She didn't just play for her, she cared for her. When teasing turned into tenderness. The next day, both went live to thank fans for watching the charity game. "Freen was too soft on me," Becky teased, smiling into the camera. Freen shot back, "You call scoring 3 goals soft?" Fans loved the banter, but then, out of nowhere, Freen added quietly, "You were amazing. I'm really proud of you." Becky froze for a moment, eyes softening. "Thank you," she whispered back. That brief silence between them said more than any romantic line could. Fans clipped it instantly, captioning it. They forgot we were watching. What the game really taught fans. It wasn't just about sports or fame or even chemistry. That game reminded everyone watching. Love doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just shows up quietly. Through small acts of care. Through laughter on the sidelines. Through the way two people can turn competition into connection. The match may have ended with a whistle. But the story that began that day is one the fandom still holds close. Because for Freen and Becky, it was never just a game. It was a heartbeat shared across a field.